So you go to even Marshall's and you've got 47 different things. How do you know what to get? And do you want pure hyaluronic acid? Do you even want to use that? Why would you put something called acid on your face?
Here's the deal. We're two moms and we pop babies out in our 40s. And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers. So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, like, let's just talk about, like, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers.
Cheers. Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Mature-ish mamas, here we go. We are going to be mature today because we have got PA Frost in the house.
Solo. Rolling solo.
Rolling solo. Doing mature things. We're going to have a mature conversation today about our skin. And it's super important when you're mature like us these days.
Yeah, we had to bring her back for this one because we didn't utilize all of her knowledge. We had a great episode with her and Lindsay and used that side of the mom side of things. But also, if you remember, she's a PA Frost.
PA Frost.
PA Frost
and she
from
works
Colorado.
From Colorado.
Lives in Texas.
Lives in Texas.
That's our girl. And, you know, we all have skin. Fun fact.
We do.
This is a real fact. Your skin is your largest organ.
It's your largest
and you've
organ.
got to take care of it. And what you put on your skin, like, can end up in your body. And what you put in your body can end up coming out of your skin. That's everything I know about skin. You take over from here on out.
That was 7,000% right there.
That was the majority of our talk.
The end.
So, PA Frost here. So I'm a dermatology physician assistant. So basically you come to the dermatologist, you might see the doctor, you might see the PA. I'm the PA.
Yep.
When you schedule an appointment, I think a lot of people come in for things that are just like acute, right? Like you've got a rash or a wart or whatever, and then you're coming in. But then like the bigger piece of it too is like an all over check, because I think people forget about that. We're really good about going to the dentist, getting your teeth cleaned a couple times a year. It's just like something you do. But for some reason in derm, it's something that people don't think about until they're older. But things like skin cancer can also hit when you're young. So I think just being aware and not being like freaked out, like, oh I can't, like if the sun touches my skin, I'm never like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, but just what to look for.
With a balance.
So get on like a preventative maintenance schedule with your derm like you would anything else,
What?
right?
How old are you supposed to be when you start something like that?
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no date. There's no data, guys.
We don't have to do all data here. We don't do well with all data.
We just make up facts most of the time. So
Really, I think like anywhere from like 18 to 25, right? Like
Okay.
I think like that, like when you're an adult, right? 18 would probably what I would suggest. You come in for acne before that. I'm going to talk to you about it before that. I love those visits when kids come in like that 12 to 18 group, because it's an opportunity to like talk about those other things, even though they're there for their acne.
Maybe God gives us acne just so that we're aware that there is a such thing as a dermatologist.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, God, by the way, there's a doctor for this, for your skin.
doctor.
Yeah.
And then the parents are like, yes, somebody else is telling him to put a hat, maybe some sunscreen on. So basically, like, what does it come down to? Like, it's moderation. You do the best you can do, right? You're going to be out at a park. Put some sunblock on.
So talking about like basically we're like at the preventative side of your skincare right now, going in. So I want to review before we move to sunscreen all the way. So starting around 18 to 22, this is when you want to start thinking about going once a year for a checkup. Will you just tell like what do they do? Because it's kind of like the colonoscopy talk that we had. Like some people are like, oh, well, I don't need to go, or why go,
Right.
or what does it look like to go?
Right.
And I'm sure just like any professional would say, okay, you're 18, you came in, I don't need to see you again until X amount of years. And then if you stay on a good schedule, you'll know when to go.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, you're going to want to go once a year, because I think things can change. And
every year.
like asking someone to keep track of 100 moles on their body is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like,
I have an
even
Excel spreadsheet for mine.
Imagine we graph them out. Like, oh, look at this extra one that just grew. This is nice. How does she look?
I draw them and
Yeah.
color them in.
I think I'm just a realist because I think like you've been to so many appointments where it just seems so like written out, like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and you're like, that's not my life doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
So you're like looking for things that like you would come in right away if something pops up and you've never seen that before and it's way different than anything else you have on your body.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times it's okay, but then it gets you thinking and like remembering to not ignore that stuff because melanoma can show up really young. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's not an old, just not old people.
Mm-hmm.
Not just old people get skin cancer.
What do they do at an appointment, like sort of appointments, just like
When you show up and you're like, I want to have some moles checked. So you basically come in and we'll usually give you like a little row, like any appointment. But I think it is kind of, I always kind of tease people because it's like you need an icebreaker. So I'm like, don't worry, you paid me money to take your clothes off today, right? Because really, like, we're just not shy in dermatology because we're not looking at skin in order to be like thinking anything other than I need to make sure that you don't have anything dangerous. So I think trying to like take the stigma away of like feeling like self-conscious or like, oh, you know, like we're literally just, it's like going to the dentist and having your teeth looked at, but it's a more vulnerable thing, right? Because we're looking
at your body.
Yeah. I mean, come on, ladies. We've all been waxed before, right? You know, you go in for that appointment knowing you're going to take your pants off. You're going to get on all fours or at least in like a butterfly pose. And I think that, and I think just like anything, even a gyno appointment, you go in knowing it's not the most comfortable thing to do. But these people, you've seen one, you've seen them all pretty much.
and it's quick. Like they don't
so
like it
quick.
for when I've met at least.
To me, that's less invasive than either of those other two things.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's easy.
Yeah. So what type of like I feel like I should know the different, like when you say melanoma, I don't know melanoma, carcinoma, cucumoma, like what are the things you can
There's lots of types.
Yeah, but
the three main types.
Yeah.
The most common is going to be basal cell carcinoma. So I always say it's kind of like the cavity of the skin because it's locally aggressive, but it's not unless you leave something like that forever. I mean, and you're going to have things like it's going to bleed, it's going to feel sore, like you're going to see it's not going to behave like normal skin spots.
Okay.
And that's the most common one. And so you go in, you have a little biopsy, have a little surgery. If it's positive, cut it out, get negative margins, and you're done. So I think a lot of people are nervous to go in because there's also like, okay, like what's next?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not as familiar as we are like with the dentist. So I really do use a lot of analogies with that because it just makes so much more sense. It's like, oh, you've got a little cavity. We're going to see you back. We're going to take care of it. And we're done. Because we use the word cancer and it's scary. I mean, no matter what, right? So it's like, okay, you say cancer, it's like basal cell, it's all the same. It's cancer. So I think like just explaining that is helpful.
Yeah.
Second most common is going to be squamous cell carcinoma. And those are going to be more locally aggressive and can get more dangerous growing down into the skin, into the nerves and things like so those, and they grow faster typically. So people are going to come in sooner if they can get an appointment. Well, you can't with me right now, I'm in Texas.
That is hard though. Like, yeah, you're like, yeah, I need an appointment. Like, okay, perfect. We'll see you in 4 months. You're
Yeah.
like, no.
And this happened with a patient even like a few weeks ago, and his was a different type of rare cancer, but they had a referral primary care, and it's like, oh, we're going to see you in 3 months. And he was his own advocate, called his insurance and said, I need to get in. And then they found a provider that was, so it's like being an advocate for yourself too, and not going like, well, my doctor saw it and I got referred, and so I'm just going to wait. Like, no matter what, like your gut knows like something's not right. Like, or even just show up to an office and be like, I have this. And like,
whoa,
look at this. You know, like if it's something urgent, like any office that's reputable is going to say, yeah, I'm going to squeeze him in today. I'm going to see him at lunch or at the end of the day or whatever. So, but I always think there's that like people are afraid that can't happen. And then melanoma is the most, or the next one where it's like the moles that change. And those ones are obviously more lethal because they are going to grow down and then they can spread much more likely. Squamous cell carcinoma can as well, but it's not. Melanoma is the one that is
the most aggressive.
right.
So just to get an idea, because not all people do advocate for themselves or they don't feel like they have the guts to walk in somewhere.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, and they have something that needs to be looked at, is 3 months a huge deal? Like if really, should they walk in, even if they don't feel like they have the guts to do it, just walk yourself in there because 3 months is a big deal. Good to know.
And I shouldn't say melanoma is necessarily always more aggressive. There can be some squamous cell, but it's just in general, like you
yeah.
have something that looks.
What? Say more about that. So what? Because I know aren't there like different like C's, or is that diamonds? Color clarity and yeah, that might be diamonds.
I
But
think
there
it's
are
diamonds.
things.
Yeah, but
There
like,
is something
like,
to
right.
look for.
You're looking
yeah.
like for
Oh, A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
that same thing.
Yeah,
Same.
I was like, there is
the
something.
A, B, C, D, E's or the C's.
Yeah, it's so like
How
A-
clear is it?
Yeah, for
What's the
melanoma,
cut on that one?
is that a D? You are a lucky woman.
I love it.
So yeah, asymmetry for A, B for borders, C for color, D for diameter larger than a pencil eraser, and then E evolving. I don't love it because I basically tell people I've been doing this a long time. If it's different, it's like you're looking at your skin and you're like, everybody looks like a family member. Like that one's a sister and a brother and a cousin.
Okay, yeah.
And that one, no.
Uncle Eddie, he does not fit with the rest of the crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it looks like a nice, this is another thing, like it looks like a nice little egg yolk. Like, oh, there's like a little egg yolk. And it's always looked like an egg yolk. And now it's like looking like a fried egg.
So what if you have like stand-up moles? Are like some of those bigger ones just better to get rid of in the beginning or not really? It doesn't matter. One mole's not more susceptible. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, but a lot of times people will come in for stuff like that because they look so odd.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we're doing our check, like, then we kind of get an idea. But those ones don't typically, like the big puffy ones that we've had since like early childhood,
Yeah.
you know, like 8, 9, 10 age when they start popping up. Those ones aren't, and I'm not going to say never, right? Those are usually the ones that people will kind of get checked. And then we're like, well, let me see everything. Because unless you see like the big picture, you don't know, I mean, like 1 or 2 spots. But if you go in and you've been seen in the past and now you have a spot, okay, well, now I know because I've seen you before. And consistency of provider, if you find someone you love, keep seeing them because they know you and they have that like consistent, it seems silly. Like we see so many patients in a day, but you really do like get like you just remember each person and like, yeah, I remember we talked about that. You're right. Like we need to just get that off because you have that like relationship. So I think that,
that's important too.
yeah, it's almost like a primary care for your skin. Like it's not good to bounce around if you find someone you love, like
If you can.
if you can.
Yeah. So then doing the kind of the proactive that you were talking about outside of your appointment to take care of your skin, we want to talk about just normal preventative, but then we want to talk about like, I don't want to use the word vain, but like when we want to look good. So like both of those things. So just like taking care of yourself. You mentioned zinc is one of the key things.
So zinc oxide is going to be the broadest spectrum coverage for UVA, UVB. And if you can find a product that you like, that you can use every day for face, neck, chest, not to forget this part, because when you just do the face, yes. Now 10 years go by and you're like, dang, what can I do? And it's like, well, it's hard, right? So like even in terms of anti-aging, like it's hard to reverse the damage from the sun. So that's just like, you can spend thousands of dollars, but like at the end of the day, like you got to keep your skin protected.
The first time I found zinc sunscreen though, like sometimes you see people and they're like kind of a shade of purple. You're like, so I see you're using zinc. Good for you. Also,
Taking care of your skin.
you're purple. What about that?
Yeah.
I've got zinc on right now.
Oh yeah, you
You've
can't
got
tell
zinc?
it all.
No, it's formulated much better. And so micronized zinc, I don't know that they use that word anymore. It'll just say zinc oxide, but different brands that have that L-to-MD, ISDIN, ISDIN, and there's lots of brands. And that's the hardest thing too, as like a derm provider, PA doctor. People say like, what brand? Okay, well, we have our derm specific ones we like. But if you have one that you love and like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I don't know all the brands. And I mean, there's so many.
She just told me to grab the Isdin, ISDIN,
Yeah.
and I just got it off Amazon, I think. And it's the tinted, so I don't even have to wear any base or makeup. I just use tinted zinc because the tint in the zinc makes it so you can't see the zinc. But then I know that I'm wearing sunscreen every day because I wake up and I do my little face routine, and I've got at least some sort of protection on my face.
Exactly.
Same.
So, I mean, so that's important. And then if you know you're going to be out, like just keep a hat in your car or whatever. I mean, like you do the best you can, right? And you're out at a lake. Like you just,
Like we were joking, so I came back for my my first derm appointment in a while because it took me a while to get in, and I schedule, of course, for like the second day after I get back from Mexico, and you know he walks in and he looks at me, he's like, okay, like he barely even turns around, his back's probably still to me. He's like, first of all, your skin is way too dark.
Yeah, you are not supposed to be that color.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is my body tans, and I was just in Mexico. And I wore sunscreen the whole time, which I still like. I feel like there's this debate over like, does sunscreen actually work, or what is it doing for our skin? I have no idea. I was still wearing it, and this is the color I am. He's like, well, you should have just worn a hat, and next time try to wear like full like cover up. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm not going to Mexico and wearing a parka.
Mexico.
I don't know, like, and I want. Like,
I didn't see anybody in Mexico wearing
no. I mean, yeah, no parkas, no parkas on the beach.
No.
So, you know, I think for me, like, yeah, like if we're like reading a textbook, you know what I mean? But then you're also going to have issues with vitamin D levels, which yes, I know you can supplement with, but I'm to the mindset of like, you do the best you can. And I try not to do that because it's kind of like, then I feel like you're kind of like the patient relationship there. They're like, ooh, well,
I don't want to
like,
go back.
yeah, like when the
Just yell
dentist
at
is
me.
like, don't drink coffee because it's making your teeth a little bit tinged. And you're like, but I like coffee.
Yeah, great example.
So I'll go find someone who tells me that I can drink coffee.
Right. Because like we're all living and we're all in this together, just trying to get through it. So like what makes sense? It's just like, okay, you're going to Mexico. Yeah, like put some stuff on. And you know, it's also some people are more genetically predisposed to some of these things too. And it's like you can do the best you can, like never go in the sun and probably still develop a melanoma if you predisposed. And people that are out all the time that aren't might not.
Yeah.
So
living in fear is not supportive for anyone. It's just
No.
it's more about do your checkups.
Yeah.
Like do your life,
Yeah.
but then do your checkups.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And do the best you can with what you have when you can.
What about
10-4.
the melanin or whatever? Like they have like different things on TikTok and stuff now that where you eat it or take it and it's supposed to
Internal.
make your skin tan.
It's like beta carotene.
Not melatonin.
No.
melanin.
It's supposed to
Melanin.
like activate
I
your
am not
melanin.
well, I think I might have a TikTok, but I don't know how it works.
Yeah. So there's these little
Nice.
shorts where they're talking about that, or like peptides. You can actually inject melanotan, which is going to change it's going to increase the melanin in your skin so
I
you get
feel
darker.
like I need to educate myself on this.
Before you
Perfect.
speak on it,
If
that's cool,
somebody
yeah.
talks to me about it, I want to actually know.
Yeah. Cool. So that, I mean, that's
Now
good.
you can.
I know.
Now you know. You heard about it.
Yeah. And now so we can debunk or refunk or buy some. I
Because
don't
you
know.
know once it's on TikTok,
Yeah.
it's popular.
Well, and-
especially in young people.
Yeah.
So I'll
so-
tell you, I have used a peptide of melanotan where it is making your, like, so it's an injectable where your skin gets like much tanner quicker, which actually the dermatologist might say, please don't do that. Please don't. Or maybe please do.
Right.
So we have no idea about any of that. Thanks for listening, but we'll find out more in the futures.
Which, I mean, so back to our regularly scheduled program, how we usually run this place. We're like, we have no idea how that works, but don't do it or do it. We're not sure yet.
Do, don't do. But I think that does segue, like that's moving into like the
More
the
cosmetic-y
cosmetic
side of
stuff.
things.
Yeah. Like what can
Because
we do?
we all do like to look good.
So the skincare routine, correct, right? So
Okay.
like beyond just like the sunscreen every day, like you're just using like a gentle cleanser. And again, there's so many brands, but like there's certain brands even that I have found myself where they're like vegan and natural, but they don't market that well. So that's why they're not as expensive, right? So yes, like hyaluronic acid is a humectant,
Well,
helps
okay, wait.
draw.
So this is so your world and
Yeah.
it's so not my world. Okay, so back it up. So now number one is your cleanser.
Yep.
And your cleanser you want to be would you say simple or pure?
Just something basic,
Gentle.
right?
Basic.
Like
Okay.
because unless you're having acne concerns or that sort of thing, like, you know, your basic
So what are like
brands.
dial soap? Is that not a good one?
Irish Spring. That we could
I mean,
really step it up.
That's what my husband probably. I think he just washes his face in the shower.
You're
just
not
with,
fully
dial.
clean.
Yeah,
unless
like so.
you're
Just people. Some people use bars of
fully
soap.
clean.
Yeah, I don't think my husband. He's just like whatever runs down his face is what he cleanses his face
okay.
with.
And those mother effers.
His
Guys,
skin is perfect.
I know. Same with Johnny. I'm like,
Perfect.
I don't think he's ever put a lotion or dang hot acid, nothing on his face. And I'm like, and you look better as you get older, you son of a gun.
Way to be so G. I liked that. But okay, so like for me, oh my God. I think I just use generally as like the Cetaphil, like little pump face wash. I don't know what do you use?
Popular, I think.
Yeah.
Cetaphil, CeraVe. I like those are probably my go-to.
Yeah.
You know, and then
I use different.
You like just fine fancy.
I have my esthetician's license.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a little bit of extra oomph in my knowledge, just a little. Like I'm nowhere near that. So yeah, I get some professional products, but I get them at cost, so that's different too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Cetaphil's a super common, across the board, gentle cleanser that's not stripping, all the oils, the good stuff off your face, and so cleans you.
So that's why you want a gentle one, because you don't want to
$5.
Right. Right. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a cleanser.
No.
Really, like that's one of the things that I would not.
What's the one you were just telling my mom about?
The Clean brand, CLEEN, is a brand. And they have one that's like a rose hip jelly cleanser. So that one's like a really nice, like gentle, basic one. And there's lots of different things like that that you can find. But that one is like $6.
Yeah, great.
And so, right. So like if you hate it, you've got $6 in the game. Yeah. Versus I spent about a $45 cleanser.
Yeah.
Wait, how many times do we cleanse?
Morning and night.
Okay. I mean, I think people know that, but some people hate. They're like, a lot of people still don't wash their face at night.
They have wipes now, right? Like the micellar water wipes are good.
And if you're going to clean your face at all, do it at night.
Not in the morning.
Don't need to do it if you're going to do it one time a day, do it at night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
Before
the
you go to bed.
Because you don't want to have all that
stuff
shit on
off.
your face while you're sleeping. Even the day's dirt, right?
Even the day's dirt.
And I'll tell even like my teenage patients where I know they're gonna like lay in bed and they're like, I am not getting out of bed.
Yeah.
And you're like, put it in your nightstand.
Just a little
And
white.
then all you have to do is this. You just reach right on over and then if you have some creams, then you just put a little cream on because then you might use it. But if it's on the bathroom sink, there is no way you're getting out of bed to put it on. It's not happening.
Okay. Good hot tips.
So cleanse,
Okay.
moisturize.
Those are our 2 steps.
Those are your 2 steps. But in the morning, you're putting sunscreen on, right? And then at night, like you might have more of your other things, like your vitamin C serum or your hyaluronic acid serums or retin-A.
Like treatments.
Stuff. But then that's something that they'll be able to like guide you more, like when you go in to have the appointment.
But I feel like everybody uses hyaluronic acid. Is that a treatment now, or is that like
hyaluronic acid?
Yeah. I don't
It's
even know
in
the word.
it's
Everybody's using the hydrophonic. They're up in their
Hydroponics. Everyone's growing weed for their face now.
Face weed. You do your face
not
weed?
in Texas.
Not in
Not in
Texas.
Texas.
You're in good old Colorado.
We've been doing it for a while. We have weed face. I don't even know what a weed face is, but I think it might be a thing.
Well, there you're looking at it.
Moisturizing mask. I'm not sure about. I would also need to do some more research.
So
It's basic. It's like put your sunscreen on in the wash your face, put your sunscreen on, wash your face, put some moisturizer on. Like that's basic, right? Like
So what if you want to up your game though? Because you're like, I'm 45 and I'm getting some wrinkles settling on like in. Is this why? Because I use way more than just basic. I like to put shit on my face. Like it's fun. I'm like, okay, I need a little eye cream. Is that doing anything? I don't know. How much did you spend on it? Then I'm going to want to do the hydrophonic, like all over. And then maybe I want some rose hip seed
oil. Yeah.
I'm not sure. And I don't know why or what. I just grab something and put it on. And then I'm like, am I wasting my money, my time, or is this helping?
a lot of the products, right, that is a big issue is like, do we have studies where we've done biopsies and you use this vitamin C product and did it actually absorb into the cell to create change? I mean, there's data for vitamin C, right? Okay. And yes, vitamin C is something that is going to be the effectiveness is going to vary significantly based off of which one you buy. So like Isden, for instance, has little ampules. And because once they are oxidized, once you open them, like you can use this ampule like twice. And then it's not going to be as
because the vitamin C is so pure in the ampule.
Correct.
So when you get it in a little container and you just can use it for a year, the vitamin C, they can say it's vitamin C because it is in the ingredients deck.
Right.
But when it's the second to last ingredient,
Yeah.
it has vitamin C in it.
Yes.
They're like, just blow a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at I barely have any wrinkles. I've been using this for 18 years. It is almost starting to work. Is that like the same? Like, so like a lot of people buy the hyaluronic blonic in a vial where you open it up and pop it straight on your face because that's much better than when you're using an oil with it in there or whatever, serum,
Yeah.
syrup.
So that can be like a morning.
That's what Canadians use.
Maybe in Vermont.
Pure old maple syrup.
Maple syrup all up in my face.
So do you agree? Like vitamin C serum, I usually say in the morning. Like you
Okay.
would wash your face. You could do your serum, and then you would put your moisturizer with SPF.
So I could go on. I could also go on Amazon and find a Isden.
Well,
or I could
we
go to
always
Isden.
say, we
Go
always
to
say like
Isden.
go to their website.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And
and,
I could
it's a company out of Barcelona, so they're all very super clean products because they have to follow different regulations because
Cool.
they're by the ocean and they don't,
Yeah.
keep them
Okay.
safe.
Okay. So now, because I'm going to do it, because we love
Yeah.
our face routine. So
Yes.
now I'm waking up, I'm washing my face, I'm putting my vitamin C on first or my moisturizer on
your
first.
vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Okay. And then I'm putting on my moisturizer or it's in a moisturizer. I put like a,
I just say it's your moisturizer with SPF.
okay.
Then you're just done.
It's an all-in-one.
Then you're just done.
Yeah. That's what I do. So I showed Mel the tallow that we use.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you use any fat on your face yet? And she's like, no, I don't. It's like, just put some of this fat in your face and just see what you feel.
I had a patient that said she had used it for like a sunblock and then she got this like horrible rash. And like, so I don't know about it.
Yeah.
That was my first experience. I didn't know. Like, that's the thing too, I think now that there's so much information and then it's hard as a provider to keep up with these new trends
Yeah.
because
There's so
they're
much.
trends,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so then, but it's good for us to know and then to educate ourselves. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, so no, I have not done any education on tallow.
Yeah.
I tried it. It didn't feel like it was that great of a humectant to me.
When a humectant means.
Basically pulls moisture into the skin.
Yeah.
It felt more like a barrier, like
Yeah.
Aquaphor.
To me, I feel like shiny and greasy when I use it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just
So then
liked it.
that's
I
why I
don't
don't
know.
under-
I put it everywhere too. I'm like,
And sometimes if it just makes you feel good, then that's okay too.
Agreed.
I think I would 100% never ever use it as a sunblock. It's not a sunblock.
I guess they added something with SPF and like, I'm not sure.
They added
well,
actual
don't
bits
do
of
that.
bacon. So they just actually took bacon and they
No.
ground it up so it was meat,
Think
fat.
they make products with, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's not vegan, I'll tell you that much.
It's not.
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, but we do know vitamin C. That's
Vitamin
a real
C.
thing. And then what
Yeah.
about the
Hyaluronic
Tell me
acid.
more about that. Like, is that?
Yes. So that's the one that like sucks the moisture into the skin.
Oh, okay.
To
So
make
for
it
us
more
my dry ass perioral dermatitis.
Yeah. Or
that I
like
can
as
have.
we age, we do not have as much collagen, so we don't look as like youthful and plump. And
Yeah.
so it helps with that.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm incorrect.
Well,
If I remember from way back in the day when I was, correct me if I'm incorrect.
If I remember correctly.
If I'm correct, then don't correct me because I am correct. If I remember from way back in the day, hyaluronic acid is something that our bodies produce,
Yes.
and it does, like collagen, decrease as we age.
Yeah.
And it's another reason why when you put it on topically, it works well because your body recognizes that as something that it's like,
Correct.
okay, I will take, it's not, it's like, oh, I will accept that. You've crossed the,
You
the
don't have beef fat in your
don't have
face
to-
already, so
you
you
don't
can
have to pay the bouncer to get in this club. You can just come right in.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
it's pulling the moisture in.
And so that one you use before your moisturizer as well.
And most of the moisturizers, I need to look at Cetaphil again. And this is silly that I don't know this off the top of my head, but CeraVe for sure has hyaluronic acid in all of their moisturizers.
But it's still good even though it's not in a vial. It's not like the vitamin C where it's better in a vial.
Correct.
It just wants to be towards the top of the ingredients, not at the bottom of 8,000
I mean, you don't want
pieces.
to like the last like 5.
Right.
Like that's when
Yeah.
it starts to be like,
Yeah. And they have, like I said, so many different brands.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
and I'm a proponent for a good skincare routine. I love that. But I'm also like, I don't want to put 50 things on my face at night. Like I am
Minimalist.
not, I want to wash my face. I have a vitamin C serum, a hyaluronic acid serum, and my beef tallow. And then I have another like prescription cream that I got. And that's my nighttime routine. And in the morning, it's wash my face. I also use a spray toner.
Yeah.
To balance the pH of my skin. So I spray tone, then I do vitamin C, and then I do.
What kind of
SPF.
toner are you using?
So I used to use just
On the dot.
rose water toner. Is what I was,
Rose. Yes.
and then, but now I am using something from Dermatologica,
Yeah.
like a multi.
The rose
vitamin.
water myself. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
good.
that's just to get it so it's not.
See, so you guys are tricking me. So first I'm just washing and moisturizing, but now I put on washer and moisturizer, and then I got some vitamin C, and then I got some hydrophonic
so
tonic,
if
and then I
you're
got a spritz, and then
If you're major basic, wash, moisturize. That's
Correct.
like just
I
get
don't want
that
to be
done.
major basic. I'm 45. I want to be bougie.
So other than the vitamin C,
Yeah.
at night, like a retinol sort of product. And so like, of course, Retin A that you can have a prescription for, that is probably going to be like your gold standard. But a lot of people, it's so drying, especially here in this climate. But even in Texas, we still have this issue. And so there's different like retinol alternatives. There's a new one called Bachukiel, which is a plant-based retinol alternative. Same sort of like
What does
mechanism.
retinol do? I don't know anything about it.
Increases cell turnover.
Okay.
So helps to keep you more youthful looking because it's helping those dead skin cells suck.
Get me some of
And
that shit on my skin. I've never used a retinol, I don't think. You got? Yeah, okay. I probably have used hers then. I mean, I have used it then because I do her face routine all the time. Like, Megan, do my face. Just put it all on my face.
Yes.
Okay.
So Melatonin is another product that Isden sells. So it has also vitamin C and some other ingredients, but it has bachukiel. So that is a plant-based retinol alternative that's not as harsh. That's what
Okay.
I've probably been using for the last 9 months, and I like it a lot. And if you need to layer some sort of even basic moisturizer like CeraVe or Cetaphil, you can. And it's okay, and you should if you're dry, but you might not need to.
And if you don't, can you put the moisturizer on top of the retinol then?
Yes.
Is that what you do the last? The moisturizer is your last step because you want
always.
everything else to get in, and that's supposed to like finalize.
Correct. And you
Okay.
can always go get a prescription of Retin A, and there's some better formulations that are brand name, and they have more hydrating vehicle to them. But like I said, a lot of people, if you don't tolerate, that's my go-to.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So what about
So moving into the more heavy duty
Oh, yeah.
bangers, the bangers.
let's bang.
now that 'cause if you're mature-ish, you might want to know a little about some of these.
You might want to try it.
We call this portion of the episode Botox or bangs. What do you get?
Botox or bangs?
Botox.
Yes, 100,000%.
Yeah, Dysport.
Dysport.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of, I feel like the first entryway into like the cosmetic world that's more of like a procedure. And I think there's like also a big stigma around that at times, or less now than there used to be. But we have something to treat those things. And if it bothers you, then great. And if it doesn't, then that's okay too. But there's options for you to explore. I think Botox is a big name that's been around forever. So that's what people know. But there's also Dysport. There's also other ones like Jeuveau and Daxify. I mean, and so there's other brands. Right. And so like you just talk to your provider and they kind of give you their like medical opinion, and you
So
kind
like,
of go
I
from
mean,
there.
you go to Kaiser and you're gonna be like, what sort of fillers do you have? Like, they don't do
no.
that, right?
Right. And I did, yeah, no, they don't. So they're going to tell you to go to an outside derm.
Can I just call my Aetna insurance and be like, hey,
No, I got.
should I get some Botox?
I got Aflac.
Aflac.
Aflac. Well, do you do Dysport or do you do which one do
And
you
I
do?
do not think you can use your health savings card for that.
I mean, unless it's for my first time I got Botox was after my concussion, so it was for my
Yeah, there
mi-
are medical reasons to
migraines.
use it.
Yes.
Yeah, so that qualified it. But then I was super even like scared to talk about it because of the stigma before.
Right.
And then I still find like I'm stepping out of that area, but like a lot of people are like, hey, do you get Botox or where do you go?
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like got to be like a,
It's
let's
like
not.
a hush hush.
But
Yeah,
then they're
that's
looking at all these moms
like
at
I'm-
school, and they're like, "Why is their forehead is so smooth? Like,
Right.
that's magic." And then they're like, "Oh,
You're like, oh no,
Okay.
I'm just not aging.
I use all the praise products. You don't even know.
65. I'm just not aging. Like, come on, it's okay.
yeah, yeah." And I think the more that people talk about it, they're like, "Oh, Okay.
This is fine.
Cool.
So why do people
Yeah.
use like fillers and how? Because you were kind of explaining before, like what, where, and how.
Yeah, there's
Do that for
all
me.
different kinds of fillers. So you can. There's lots that are around now that weren't even like 5 years ago. But basically, like filler is kind of like a step to kind of prevent where you have that collagen loss, or like as we age, your fat pads kind of like gravity. If we lived in zero gravity, but your fat pads wouldn't drop, but you'd have other problems. So we like having gravity.
Yeah.
Uh,
I do. True.
so yeah, like as time
Didn't
goes
John Mayer
on,
make a song about that? That's our anti-aging song. Gravity, stay the hell away from me, or whatever he says.
And you should see these bitches' faces. They look good. They look good.
they might have osteoporosis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when they're 30.
yeah.
But their face is
Is
perfect.
They
beautiful.
look like they're
They
12.
can't walk, but it's great. It's a great trade-off.
So those are the things that people will start using it for. And it can kind of help like prevent like long-term if you're, facelift, that kind of thing. And so I think now like the stigma of fillers being like just to have this like Barbie look, that's not the goal. The goal is to kind of like fill in the natural loss to give you that look that you were like 20. And so I think that's another thing to kind of explain to people, because I think that like the Botox and Dysport, I think people are more kind of comfortable with now. And I think the filler world is maybe a little more. My coworker Brooke did my lips like 2 weeks ago. They
They look fantastic.
Yeah, they do.
normal.
Yeah.
They look natural.
No one's gonna
And
go
full.
what the world.
Yeah.
But because you lose that volume over time.
I lost mine when I was born. God was like, you know what? She don't need no lips. She talks enough. She can be talking all the time. She don't need more lips. This girl.
I'm not going to give her lips. I'm just going to give her lip service.
They wouldn't know where to put it. It's fine.
Right.
So, like for me, I always think of, because I was nervous to go in the first time. Like they like look at your like head and they have you like lift your eyebrows up and down. You can tell I recently got mine done
smile.
because mine doesn't move very much. right
Yeah,
now.
it looks great.
And then they have you frown to see like these big wrinkles you get right here.
Your 11s.
And then if you get someone who knows what they're doing, they're going to want to like make sure that they don't drop an eyebrow. Because I did look at some old videos where I looked like Shrek, like this was like 2017. And it was the first time I got it done in LA, I think. And like I had it, like it was pushed so far down.
You were like what are those? Like a
Yeah,
caveman?
So they did this too heavy, and when they did your corrugators, they probably got too high.
And
it
she's
was
like, you
out.
can't have something over here because, so I went to a plastic surgery place because
Yeah.
that's felt more
Safe
fun.
and- yeah.
Like she would know. Because at first,
Yeah.
like you go to your dentist and you're like, they have it, they can do it.
Yeah.
But also, is one eyebrow going to drop? And that's,
I got it done at a dentist, and my this eyebrow still moved. Just this one. I was like talking, and this eyebrow was just. Don't worry, they just went in and fixed it. It wasn't a big deal, but yeah.
And I think that's an important thing to bring up, because I think people are like, what in the world? And sometimes that happens. And I always tell people, like, schedule a 2-week follow-up and come back whether you like need it or not. Because even if you don't think you do, and they're like, oh,
but I can
and most
see-
of the time they don't charge for like the touch-up units.
yeah. So they're just trying to even you out if they need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And starting off, I know that like a lot of them like, let's start a little bit lighter. Like we're only going to do 30 units, even though like a classic for Botox is like 50. It just sports like around.
Depending on what you're getting, like if you're just doing this or doing a full forehead.
big
And then I get my
eyes.
eyebrow, eyes done.
Yeah.
But then, so you were talking about, because I didn't know what was next. Because I'm always, when people talk about fillers, I still have the Botox stigma. I'm just like, because I imagine, like the huge cheekbones and the lips that are like, like seashells, which some people really love. Again, cool. You have the option to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm scared to have somebody overdo me in a different way that I'm not going to appreciate or like, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I think for me too, right? Like I even I work in this profession. I'm like, I'm never going to do that. And then that's why we never say never.
Never say never.
Justin Bieber.
He knows everything.
He does.
And John Mayer.
And John Mayer.
Yeah, Justin and John. This was scripted, obviously.
You're welcome. So I think, it's just basically like you go in there and you just let them know, like, hey, like this was kind of bugging me. Because once things get to a certain extent, it's beyond that, right? And just like with Botox, like there's a difference between dynamic lines and static lines. Like if you have a static line, even if you get Botox or Dysport, it might still be there.
That's a static line is just a wrinkle that's always there
At
versus when you
rest.
move your face. Okay. So I'm getting my first static cheek wrinkle right now. Like it's just starting to settle in.
Mhm.
Meow. Welcome.
Well, hello.
What's your name her?
Hello. It's because that's
Let's
my
name her John Mayer.
And the other one can be Justin.
Yeah. But so like for the filler piece of it, because you were
Which
kind
is hyaluronic acid.
Based,
Oh.
And
yeah.
okay.
Because the filler is not permanent. So I think that's another thing, because back in the
Correct.
day, it used to be you would get collagen and that was permanent. Like Lisa Renna from, you know, that was like a permanent thing. So a filler is like Botox, not permanent.
Correct.
And it slowly will dissipate back into your body.
Yes.
So anything that you do get done, if you don't like it, it goes away eventually.
Correct. It's not like a permanent
Yeah.
implant or something
Yeah.
like that.
Interesting. So
Also,
that's
just to say,
yeah.
someone who might be on hey, I've gotten forehead Botox before and I'm good with that. And but I'm not ready to get fillers. I still think talk to your provider,
Yes.
because there are so many things they can do with just Botox that you don't even know yet. Like they're doing the lip flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can do even like
Kinsey
just
keeps
relax.
asking me. She's like,
The
Mom, give it-
masseters for TMJ.
Yeah. And they can even relax muscles to even raise your eyebrows up
Yes.
a little bit or
Yep.
plump something up a little bit without having to actually commit for a full filler. Yeah. So I think always just talk to a professional. And they may say, nope, let's do some filler, but
Yeah.
just know it's not permanent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And education, right? Like that's my big thing with what I do now. Like, don't assume that people don't know. Like most people probably know, and like they're gonna appreciate like giving this like base foundation of stuff, and then they can go to the AAD website, the American Academy of Dermatology, and look or whatever. But like people are educated now. Like they want to know, and they
everybody
deserve
but
to know.
everybody but me.
Yeah.
I'm not. Which is
At
fine.
a very base, like
Yeah.
what level you're at, whatever.
Yeah.
but like
No.
have a
Yeah,
There's
foundation.
fillers and
Yeah.
there's both.
Right.
Like, you know that stuff.
But like, so Mel was talking about how you could like it's like right here and during like the apple of your cheek is what starts to fall. So like just a small amount
Might
of
be enough
the
to just
hyaluronic, it just like pulls it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I had my masseters done for I clench at night. So they were
Yeah.
like, we can't stop you from doing that. And she was like, your jaw muscles are so strong. And I don't know how, it was expensive. So they did that. And then my jaw was popping out somewhere else. And I needed to go back to get more units because it was, like you said, make the 2 week. And I never went in for a 2 week. So I would be like, it's fine.
better
It'll
to
go away in
schedule
3
it.
months.
Yeah, schedule it while you're there, because I'm that way. Like if I don't schedule it when I'm there, it's never going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life is too busy.
Right. And by the way, guys, for this isn't trying to say that this is what you need to do to keep up with any sort
No.
of Joneses, but I love opening the conversation. So, this is what's out there that you can do it, not do it. The only recommendation I have is do not judge another woman for what she wants or does not want done. And not one person is better than the other because they want fillers or they want Botox or they don't, or, hey, I'm on natural. Like I will high five all of you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do because
if you are happy, then I'll high five you.
Build each other up.
Yeah, it's all about your life and your love. So if you want, like we've talked about this before, if you want a facelift or you want your boobs done or you want something manipulated in your body and you feel good and comfortable and you go to a professional and you know that that's serving your soul and your body safely,
Yes.
then do that. And also if you're like this every one of these wrinkles, this smile cheek wrinkle I'm getting, I'm going to rock the shit out of her and I'm going to show her to everybody, then do that.
Then do that.
So I think it's just a strong encouragement for like just empowerment and
education.
Yeah.
And just giving you information about it.
Now I will add before the end of this as well.
Yeah.
Don't show up at the office for like an acne breakout and walk in. That's not the appropriate time to just walk into the clinic.
right
Yeah.
here, you guys.
Yeah. Like, and I think we can all kind of like,
Yeah.
that's
That's fair to say.
I think
Good
one
to
of
say.
my like hardest was I had a lot of warts that grew in the inside
Yeah.
of my nose in my, what was I? It was my 30s, my late 30s,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, that's awkward. Like
Ouch.
warts alone, let alone, you're like, if I have warts, you're like, oh my God. And then they were up in my
Inside
nose.
your-
So we would have to go in and
And
burn them
cauterize.
off
Oh, uh-huh.
the inside of my nose. And it went away. Like, but
And
that
there's
was
better compounded topical treatments for that.
now.
Better
Yeah,
prescription.
yeah.
Yeah. And
FYI.
that's just like, there's all sorts of skin stuff we didn't talk about today, but
Right, because
having-
there's a stigma, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to go to the doctor because I have this, and so then you wait, and it's so much worse.
Yeah.
and because you're afraid of that like judgment, and really like no, like it's
Yeah.
better just go take care of it.
Listen, we all get rashes
Yeah.
in places. We all get warts.
Yes.
We've all done things like, and maybe if you haven't had one yet, you're gonna probably get one someday.
and you're
So
going to get a
just-
wrinkle
Yeah,
sometime.
you're gonna get wrinkles. So that's like where this is all coming from. Like it's just so normal, right? It's just
Yeah.
body. It's just skin. It's just your body. It's just part of life. And knowing that it is safe, effective, and so important to see a professional dermatologist about any of these things.
Yeah.
Like that's the bottom line right here.
Yep.
Go to your derm no matter what you want to do so you can get your body checked.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Maturish Mamas, brought to you by PA
John Mayer.
Frost.
And Justin
and
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
And Justin Bieber.
And what's the skincare brand that you like over in
Isden.
Isden also is perfect support here today. So
Oh my gosh. If you guys are in the group and you want to share some of your favorite products, cool. Like we're not
That's
gonna
awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it when patients come in and share their stuff. I'm like,
Let me
yes,
check it
Let
out.
me check
Yeah.
it out. I love it.
Yeah, and if you want to share your latest, you're like, hey guys, look at I finally I did my first whatever. Like, cool. We want to know what makes you feel good, or if you want to show us every wrinkle in your body and be okay, that's a little much.
we won't be
You guys,
doing,
that's
we won't
a little
be checking
much.
moles. Though.
No,
so
we're-
don't send us pictures of your moles.
Yeah, Mel's not. She might be in the group, but she's not going to be doctoring the group, so don't try to do that. But sharing what different things you have liked and not liked, I think, is super supportive for all.
Yeah,
of
or
us.
if
So
you have
do
a
that.
good dermatologist even that you
Yeah,
like in
it's
your
like
area.
share it with your friends. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think it's hard to find. Right?
and
Like,
what's the other one? The plastic surgery, like cosmetology, cosmetic.
just cosmetic dermatology.
No, but not the
Oh.
dermatology. The one that's going to like Botox fillers. What's that person called that you go see?
Yeah, cosmetic dermatologist.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they usually do
Guys,
that,
it's
yeah.
still called a cosmetic dermatologist. I told you not to educate. Anyways, share those things in the group.
Yes.
Melissa, thank you for bringing your knowledge and
I get to go see my boys. My dogs.
I just miss my dog so much. Oh yeah, and my son has a. My son's got an award ceremony or something tonight, for him being awesome at sports. But I can't wait to see my puppies.
They're gonna take videos, and
It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. It's
I
gonna
hope
be
they send you like video.
I would
puppy
have
videos.
scheduled differently if I was notified maybe more than 5 days in advance, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's fine.
No.
Maybe because I don't check all the emails.
What?
I don't know.
That might be. That's a different
knows?
conversation for a different day about motherhood. You guys, we love you so much. We love your guts.
guts.
Love your guts.
And your skins.
Mel, love your guts and
All
your
of it.
skins. And we'll see you next.
Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
I hate starting my day off with a secondhand whore bath,
Me
but you know,
Me too.
days are days.
Days are days, and that's today.
That's-
today's that day.
Today's that day.
Today's that day.